I never had a boyfriend before I was 24. This is the first year that I've ever been in a relationship. And I think about when I was single, I was so sad. Every night I would think to myself, why does no one like me back? Why won't anyone date me? And it really messed with me. Now that I'm finally dating, I have so much to say to my younger self. And maybe if you're watching and you're single, I have 4 pieces of advice today of lessons that I've learned and things that I just want to tell my younger self that things will be okay. And we're going to do this while I clean up my room. It's really messy, so let's get into it. While I clean up, I want to talk about some lies that I started to believe about myself because I was single for so long. Maybe this resonates with you. I started to believe that I was too ugly or too fat to be loved by a guy, that I was too smart or too much of a bro, that maybe I didn't dress girly enough. And ultimately, I started to worry that I was just unlovable. But all of these things are lies. I want you to know that if you are single still, nothing is wrong with you. The right person, if you want one, is on the way. Awesome, I just finished making the bed. I did notice there's a little stain from my snot when I was sick, but we'll clean it up later. So let's get into lesson number 1. You are not behind. Every time I would tell someone I haven't dated before, they would respond like, oh my gosh, really? Like it was like some sort of disease that I had. And that made me feel like I was behind, that I was missing some sort of core experience. Everyone else was getting to have a boyfriend, to go on dates, to have their first kiss. And I was wondering, am I missing out on something? But now that I am in my first relationship, I can definitively say you are not behind. The only things that you need to do well in a relationship are communication, conflict resolution, forgiveness, humility. All of these things you can get through having any sort of relationship, a friendship, family. You are basically learning how to deal with another person, how to understand. All the things about kissing or holding hands, you can learn that once you're in one. There's no need to practice that in another relationship before you get to the real one. You can do all of these things once you are in a relationship, I promise. In fact, most of the people you'll talk to later on who have dated a lot before often regret some of their past relationships. And often the things that they learn from those relationships, you can learn without being in one as well. All the time you are spending being single will help you later on when you do decide to be in a relationship, if you decide that. You're going to learn how to communicate better, how to advocate for yourself, what you like and what you don't like. And all those things will make you a much better partner later on. That leads us into lesson number 2, but I'm going to clean up some of my closet before we get into that. I'll take this time to introduce myself. Hi guys, I'm Helen, and I make videos about being in your 20s, relationships, dating. I really want to make videos that resonate with people who have gone through the same things that I have. If this video spoke to you today, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. And comment down below if there's any other videos you want to see me make. Finished cleaning my clothes, now we're on to lesson number 2. The right person is coming. All the guys you liked before, they were the wrong people. What I mean by that is, in the past, when I was single, I liked so many guys, they never liked me back, and I was devastated. But actually, those are all the wrong people for me. If we had dated, they would not have treated me with the love that I deserved, and the love that I was giving them would not be the love that they would give back to me. When you meet the right person, they will treat you with affection. They will not leave you questioning whether they're interested in you. Obviously, it's hard, but try to be thankful that you did not end up with that person that you liked before, and instead that the right person is coming. And think about it this way. So many people that I know who have dated a lot often regret some of their relationships. They dated someone who didn't like them very much, who didn't treat them very well. And when you date someone, that's 1, 2, 3 years of investment in a person that you don't get back if you break up. Think about it this way too. If you're 20 and you want to have kids, if you're a woman, then you basically have 10 years before you turn 30. If you have 3-year relationships, that basically is only 3 long-term relationships that you can fit in before you need to have kids with someone and probably want to marry the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. So if you date someone who isn't right for you, that's 3 years wasted. Obviously, you're going to learn something from that experience, but it's going to come with a lot of heartbreak. So really, it's great that you avoided the wrong people in the past. It's great that that guy didn't like you back who wasn't worth it. I liked a lot of guys who were not good for me. They had anger problems or they just were not going to be in the same place as me. We are moving in different directions in our lives. And I'm really glad that we didn't end up dating because then we would have had to break up later. So you're lucky that you avoided the wrong guy. The right person is coming. I also want to say, if you're happy being single, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Our society idolizes being in a relationship and being married, but I really believe you can be happy single if you have a good community, friends, family to support you. Keep doing you. There's no rush to get in a relationship. Lesson number 3. Relationships are hard. When you're single, you think that a relationship is the dream. Like, it's so amazing to always have someone to share memories with, to spend time together with. And it's true, you are less lonely when you're in a relationship. But relationships are hard work. You have to constantly be compromising and understanding each other. You always need to explain yourself. And that honestly is a lot harder than you think it is. When you're single, don't be that envious of people in relationships, because when they're in tough seasons, it's really hard. And instead, when you're single, think of it as a good time to enjoy being alone and being able to get to know yourself. Because once you get into a relationship, you are always communicating what you want, what you need, and compromising to meet for the other person what they want and need. So understand that being in a relationship is not easy, it's hard work. And while you're single, you can enjoy that time that you're able to be alone. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You can really get to know yourself, what you want, what you don't want, so that you're prepared for a relationship, to communicate what you need, communicate what you aren't able to do, what are deal breakers for you, and you'll be better off in that relationship once you get there. I saved the best point for last, number 4, but I have to do my laundry first. So I'll do that and we'll report back. A little bit more about me. I live in San Francisco and this is my apartment. I have to do my laundry in communal laundry and I'm always low on quarters. Oh, you can see me putting them in right now. Someone give me some quarters, please. While my laundry finishes, let's do the last lesson. And please ignore the mess. As you can see, there's more to clean in my apartment. But anyways, lesson number 4. Think about your purpose. In a relationship, you are moving in a direction with the other person. I never understood this before I started dating. I always looked at the rom-coms and saw the ultimate moment when the guy and the girl finally got together. And I was like, I want that. That is the dream. I always wanted to be in a relationship, but I never thought about what came after that. The realistic thing is, getting into a relationship is just the first starting point. The rest of the relationship and where it goes is really what you're in for once you start dating. The magic of starting to date someone is just the first part, and then you have to get into the long haul, right? You reach milestones like 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years. You start to think about getting engaged, thinking about getting married. And the whole point of dating, in my opinion, is to think about finding a partner for the long haul. Of course, if you're interested in casual dating, that's a different thing. But I think at the end of the day, what I want is to find a partner that will be my lifetime partner. And if I'm trying to find someone who is going to be my lifetime partner, I need to think about what our intentions are when we are starting to date. When we start to date, where are we going towards as a couple? Are we trying to get to know each other more and see what problems we may have in dating? What will maybe make our relationship not work out? And once I realized this truth about dating, it changed who I wanted to date. Because before, I would just crush on the cute guy at school or whoever showed me interest. And I didn't really think about if they were a suitable partner for me for the long term. I just wanted the popular guy to like me. But when you start to realize that dating them is not the end goal, but actually the long relationship is, you start to be more selective about who you like. It's easy when you're single just to be like, I'll take whoever likes me. I just want to be in a relationship. But what you don't realize is that if you pick badly, you're going to be really hurt and you're going to waste that time. So my recommendation is to think about the long term when you like someone. Try to avoid people who you can tell there's going to be some problems with. Maybe they are moving to a different country soon, or maybe they don't really have a good personality. You want to be selective in who you pick as your ultimate partner. I know it's easy to just want to be liked by someone and be tempted to just say yes to anyone who expresses interest to you, but you really do want to think carefully about who you date and who you give your heart to. Well, that ends my 4 lessons of being single before I was 24. If you're single right now, I know how it feels. I was single for so long and I felt like no one would ever like me. I would cry myself to sleep sometimes thinking, why doesn't anyone like me back? But I promise, your time will come. The right guy will come for you. If you're single right now, you are not behind. In fact, you're in a really good place. You can start to be selective about who you like, who you date, and also think about who you want to be and what you're looking for. You avoided heartbreak by staying single. You avoided being hurt by other guys, and you are better off not having dated those guys that you liked in the past, honestly. I believe in you. I believe you'll find your person. Keep me updated in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.